Hey guys, what's going on? It's Uncle Tone. How you guys doing? Welcome to Bonus Clip Thursday. What's going on? I know I told you guys last week that I would have the MSI GE60 Apache Pro kind of review, overview, thoughts, gameplay, benchmarking video this week for Bonus Clip Thursday, but I haven't exactly had time to do that. I do have a couple of video clips, game clips, recorded, but I don't really have the time, haven't had the time. It's been a busy week to get the actual video itself recorded, so we're going to do this today instead. My rear shifter blew apart the other day, so I've been riding in one gear. As you can see, my rear shifter kind of exploded just 2 days ago. It was on Tuesday. So I had to order new shifters. Fortunately, I ordered them last Friday because I knew it was gonna break sooner or later. The handle got all wonky and loose on it, so I knew it was only a matter of time before it kind of fell apart. So I was hoping they'd be here yesterday, but they weren't. But they finally showed up today. Canada Post sent them to the wrong place. I paid for Express Post, and Canada Post sent them to the wrong place because they're brilliant people over there, Canada Post. Excellent delivery service. There you go, cool beans. Anyway, they're here today, so I figured I would do a quick little install video with you guys today. Show you how to install a set of shifters on your bike for today's Bonus Clip Thursday. Cool beans. So that's what we're going to do. First step you're going to need to do is obviously get your bike and your tools and your shifters all in one place. Cool beans. And then you're going to go ahead and undo the cable right over here that is connecting the rear derailleur, the cable to the rear derailleur, and then you're going to go ahead, remove your grips and your brake levers so that you can get to the actual shifter to remove the old one. Alright, now that we have the grip removed and the brake lever moved down out of the way, you don't need to disconnect the brake cable. If you find it's a little bit short, turn your bars this way and you should have enough room to slide the brake lever off the handlebar, like so. It's really sunny out here, so it's a little difficult to film because I have a little trouble seeing what's actually on my screen of my camera. But once you've done that, you can go ahead and remove the old shifter. I'm going to use the same housings that I had on here before, so all I need to do is pull this wire out of this old housing. I'm just going to reuse the housings because they're still fine. I just need to replace the shifter cable itself, so go ahead and pull that out. Just remove the end cap that you have here on the other end of the cable. There's an end cap right here. To prevent it from fraying, you're going to need to remove that first, obviously. Now is also a good time to check your alignment screws on your rear derailleur. If you take a look at your rear derailleur here, you'll see there's two screws right here on the back of your rear derailleur. Now what these two screws do is have absolutely nothing to do with actually shifting gears. Those are your limit screws that control the amount of distance the rear derailleur travels. Basically, it prevents the rear derailleur from jumping or allowing the chain to drop off of the rear cog, the small and the large rear cog. What you're going to want to do is make sure that those are perfectly lined up so that the pulley that you see right there on your rear derailleur lines up perfectly with the small rear cog directly underneath it. Mine should still be good since I redid this a while ago when I got the bike, and I haven't touched them since. When I worked in a bike shop, people would occasionally come in and their limit screws would be completely messed up, and I would have to reset those before I could do anything with their bikes. And I'd be like, well, what happened here? And they'd be like, well, I was trying to adjust the gears, and you know, I turned those screws and it didn't seem to do anything. Well, no, it won't, because those are limit screws. All they do is control the movement, how far in and how far out the rear derailleur can move. Basically so that your chain doesn't drop off the cogs. That's all they do. Once they're set, you really never have to touch them again. So, there you go. Alright, cool beans. Once you have the old shifter removed, you can go ahead, thread the cable into the housing, the cable of the new shifter cable, through the housing, all the way through down to the other end I am running full-length cable housings. I'm a big fan of full-length housings since they tend to keep dirt out. Every time you have a cable stop with a stop on the end of it, you have the chance of introducing dirt into the cable system. So I'm a big fan of full-length housings from the shifter all the way down to the derailleur. That's the way I like to do things. It keeps the cable cleaner and helps keep your shifting nice and smooth longer. So once you've done that and you have the shifter mounted, you can go ahead, just leave it loose and reattach your brake lever and your grip. Alright, cool beans, there we go. A brand spanking new shifter installed with the brake lever and the grip back in place. And now what you're going to do is take this adjuster knob right here. I like to screw it out one full turn, just in case you happen to get the cable too tight. Screw it all the way in and then back out one full turn. Usually about 9 or 10 clicks. Screw it all the way in, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Give it about 8 or 9 clicks. Just in case you get a little bit too tight, you can release the pressure a little bit while you're adjusting the indexing, which is the next step to do. Hit this lever right here, your release lever, and make sure that it is all the way down on the lowest gear that you have. Go ahead back here, pull your cable nice and taut, and go ahead and reattach that to the rear derailleur. I needed 2 hands to do. Once you've done that, you can go ahead, take your cable, leave about an inch, inch and a half or so of cable on the end of it. Maybe about an inch, inch and a quarter, something like that. About that much. Leave about that much, and then take your cable cutters and go ahead and cut it. Like so. Cool beans. All that's left to do is put an end cap on that and adjust your rear gears, which is fairly simple to do. I'm just going to run through the gears, get the wheel going, give it a click, run through the gears, and you want it to shift up 1. Turn your adjuster knob here until it begins to click against the next gear, and then turn it back half a turn, and that should pretty much get you in the ballpark of being perfectly adjusted. Once you've done that, use your adjuster knob here and just run through all the gears on the bike, making sure that it shifts smoothly and cleanly all the way up and down the cassette. And then you're done. Cool beans. That's it. Replacing a shifter is really quite simple. It doesn't take a whole lot of time. You do have to know what you're doing though, otherwise, you could mess it up. But it's really a rather simple prospect, so there you go. Once you've finished the rear, go ahead and redo the front. Nobody wants mismatched shifters, which is why I bought a front and rear shifter, because I don't want to have a different shifter on the back than I have on the front, because that would just look goofy. Cool beans. The front shifter still works just fine, but I like to have matching shifters. Call me crazy, you know? Cool beans. So that's going to do it for this week's Bonus Clip Thursday. That's how you install a set of shifters onto a bike. Pretty simple. Thanks for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys on Muse Day. Cool beans. Rock on.